Greetings guitar players, my name's Jack Jennings and we're going to be looking at Raag Yaman and an Alankar exercise. Alankar is a way of exercising scales in Indian classical music, and this is part of my Raag Yaman course, which is available through Patreon. So the different things that you see me play in these examples, they're broken down and I show you exactly how the fingering works, and there's synchronized tablature played at different speeds to help you through it. But the real importance of Alankar is that it teaches you how to play through the scale in a sort of gradual way. So instead of just moving straight up and down the structure of the rag, you can do it in an incremental way. So you learn how to make phrases and get around all the different available combinations, going forwards and going back, going forwards a bit more and coming back, and always having the right sense of how you're going to orientate yourself. So for example, so I was just breaking up the timing there to make it sound a bit more musical, but if you do it as a more metronomic exercise, it would sound like this. So that was just part of the exercise. That was just going up to the fifth note. But what you do is you explore that going all the way up to the top of the scale, and then you can do it over multiple octaves as well. So you're really learning the scale in a very intimate way. It would be a bit like learning to recite a poem, but rather than just reading it straight through, you would be able to read up to any word and then read backwards from there, and then forward to any other word and read backwards. So you would know the structure of it so well. Now in a poem, you wouldn't really need to do that because you wouldn't want to say it backwards. But in music, we can go in any direction with these notes. So it's a massive benefit if we can actually navigate in any direction at any time for any length of the scale. So it just gives you a massive amount of material to start to improvise with. And then if you start to employ different timing techniques or different ornamentation techniques to add expression, then before you know it, you've just got the full language of the rag starting to come through in your improvisations over the whole range of the instrument. So it's a really powerful technique. So sit back and just enjoy watching this exercise, and it has a pleasant sound to it. You can hear how it's gradually expanding, but it keeps turning over the same ground as well. So just enjoy this, but know that if you sign up with the Patreon, there's other videos where it's done at slow speeds with synchronized tab, and we go through all the different fingertip combinations. So every segment of it is dissected and explained, because you have to do a different fingertip combination depending on the length of the line that you're doing, because sometimes it will make sense to switch to a different finger because of the way that that sequence works out on the way back down. So it's something that takes a while to learn how to do this, but once you have, it means that you don't get stuck in any corners. You can always find a way to move into the rest of the scale and have that sense of openness and freedom when you're improvising. So yeah, just sit back and enjoy this exercise, and then if you really want to learn how to do it, then just head over to Patreon. Whilst we're on the subject of Patreon, I've got an announcement to make. The first 25 people to pledge their support will gain access to a 3-part live stream, and in these sessions I will be answering questions, but most importantly unpacking the whole system of Indian classical music and how to translate it onto the guitar. So I hope you guys can join me for that, because it's going to be a really good way just to get your groundwork done, and then you'll be able to do the other courses that are on Patreon that I've put up with a lot more ease, and you'll just be able to get the most out of them because you'll understand the system that goes into it. So looking forward to seeing you guys on that live stream. The bit of playing you're about to see here is actually an improvisation based on the ideas and the technique that you develop through doing an Alankar exercise. It's in Raag Kafi, which is a different rag, but you'll get an idea through watching this of the benefits of the exercise once you've started to implement it into your own playing and begin to improvise around the ideas that you develop.
Thank you.